Testing. 1, 2, 1, 2. Can you hear me? Because I done had a whole 2, 3, 4, 5 conversations. Um, and I had to switch over to my laptop. So if this audio is not good, let me know because then I'll have to switch over to another device. So, two things. Can you hear me? Is the audio okay? Oof, Lord, what is going on? What is going on? Okay. So, thank you for those of y'all who are watching on live. Nita says it's muffled. Is everybody else hearing muffled sound? California Kitty says audio is good. Let me know if it's muffled because we talking about 3 shows today, and I don't want it to be okay. All right, Andrea says it's not muffled on her end, or Andrea. Um, okay, so let me start over from jump, y'all. Hey, y'all, it's Necey Dixon. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you are new here, welcome. If you are returning, welcome back. Okay, it's two things that I wanted to lead the conversation with, okay? Because I always say to y'all, y'all know we friends, right? So first things for sure, I won't be on camera today because I'm trying to remove a quick weave. Um, and I look a mess. So there's that. And I just got done working out because I'm trying to get my life back together. Number two is good. Sounds like a tunnel or underwater. Y'all, it's not y'all's fault, okay? I'm not taking it out on y'all. I'm getting frustrated at you too. Give me a hot second, y'all. I got a microphone that I can add to this laptop. Just give me like 1 minute. Do me a favor and like the video. And while you're liking the video, do me another favor and share the video with friends. So when we come back, it can be gang gang. Okay? Be right back. Okay. How is it hitting now? Can you hear me now? Waiting for that comment. Testing 1, 2, 1, 2. Way better. Woo, Lord. Lord. I was like, what is going on? Okay. I'm not understanding. Okay. I'm not. Okay. Much better. Much better. Much better. Okay. I feel like I should start over from the top. Hey, y'all. It's Necey Dixon. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you are new here, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. Now, I'm not going to do the most because I feel like something's going to mess up in between. But as I was saying, we friends here, right? So I wanted to update y'all on what was going on. Number one, I'm not going to be on camera because I'm removing a quick weave. Number two, I just worked out because I'm trying to get my life back together. And, today was just a long day, y'all. I spent the weekend seeing all my family in Oklahoma. We had to lay my grandmother to rest. May she rest in peace. That's another reason why the show was like a premiere on Thursday for the panel. But overall, y'all, it was a good weekend with family. So I wanted to update y'all on that. And today I was off of work because I had to take the day off after traveling. Pro tip, okay? When y'all go on vacation, take the day off after y'all get back because it's no way, okay? It don't be feeling like a vacation when you can't come back and lay in your own bed. I appreciate y'all for the condolences. But yeah, so today was a long day, but it was good, which is why I decided to do my hair. I need to wash my hair, do all that stuff. And I also caught up on the shows, which is why y'all are seeing Martha's Vineyard rolled into the mix. And then we also had Real Housewives of Atlanta premiere yesterday. Y'all, I think I'm excited for this season. And thank y'all again for the condolences. But yes, always take the next day off. Now, y'all, official what is it called? Summary. So let's look that up real quick. It was actually different than what I thought. And the reason why I'm reading the summary is because I never watched a summer house show. I love Bravo, I really do. Um, but I be on them black shows heavy, okay? And I don't feel like I'm pretty positive there's never been a summer house with a black cast. So let's get to the bio. Okay. It says about Summer House. For more than 100 years, Black vacationers have flocked to Martha's Vineyard, an island outside of Cape Cod, Massachusetts, and one of the first beach destinations where African Americans could vacation and purchase property. So, y'all, this is the place. Now I'm switching over to my own words. This is the place where basically they talk about Black excellence and all the history that's in the town. So this show follows a group of 12 friends. I only have 8 up on the screen because these are the 8 that we met in episode 1. And they're all staying together in one house. It's giving real world, but they're all friends. So maybe not real world. They all know each other for the most part. It's giving Ultimate Girls Trip, except nothing ultimate because we don't know these people. But I think it's a good show, and I think y'all should watch it. So let's go one. Okay, y'all can hear. Y'all can still hear. Okay, cool. Let's go one by one. Overall, y'all, this show is like a group of friends, and it seems like the main nucleus of the group is Jasmine Ellis Cooper and Silas Cooper, who you see at the top. These two just got married in June. And pretty much the whole, like, episode 1, some of her friends feel a way about the new Jasmine because Jasmine's married. But we'll get into that in a second. And then we meet Nick Arrington. He's a stylist and he can dress. He dresses really nice. I love his fits. We also got Alex Tyree. I can't remember what they said he does. I think he does something artsy. I think he does something with like screenwriting. I can't remember. Now we got Amir, who's a real estate agent. He's from Austin, Texas. Amir is someone who Amir looks like a black man, 100% black man, but he is not in touch with his black roots. So that's a reason why he's excited to be in this historic place with his friends, getting to know all of this black culture, right? He's half Lebanese.
Now we have Preston, and I really like Preston. Preston seems a little bit messy, but he also seems like one of those very assertive, very outspoken queer men. He says he dates men on the show. I don't know what he identifies as or how you want to label him, but you got to be careful. So anyway, Preston is cool. I like Preston, and he always got something to say, and it seems like he's always preaching to the group. But he always seems like a lot of fun too. And I also like having Preston on the show because he seems like he's going to be a nice little go-between when it comes to the dealings with the women and then the dealings with the men as well. Like, what's really going on? Then you get Jordan Emmanuel and her friend Bria. So let's go ahead and build the connection between Jasmine, Jordan, and Bria. Jasmine, Jordan, and Bria all work together. They used to work at the Playboy Club or whatever. Jordan Emmanuel was the fourth Playboy bunny, the fourth African American Playboy bunny of the year. Ain't that a damn mouthful? I'm sorry. When she said that, I was like, okay, that's cool. I'm not really gravitating to anybody on this show. Initially I didn't think that I was gonna like Bria because Bria at first was giving me one of those black girls like Fizz that has the bad leave out and dates the white man, and that's what she was giving me at first. But you really should not judge a book by its cover. I ended up liking Bria towards the end. I really didn't know much about her, so the episode starts off with Bria bringing her dog to the house. And all of a sudden, Jasmine has an issue with it, because she's planning this big trip. But I can't say that without letting y'all know when it was one-on-one, when Jasmine and Bria were first having conversations about her bringing the dog, Bria says, "This is my emotional support animal." Jasmine was like, "Oh, okay, we can do that. We can do that." Then all of a sudden, Jasmine gets with one of the other girls. I believe her name was Mariah. I don't have a picture of her. But Jasmine gets with one of the other girls. She's sitting on the couch and there's dog hair on the couch, and she want to make it an issue that Bria brought her dog. And my thing is like, Jasmine, keep that same energy. Keep that same energy. Not only that, after her and Bria have a conversation where Bria turned up on her and was like, "You could have just said this to me," I think it was very clear that Bria and both Jordan were saying that Jasmine was doing the most for the cameras. They didn't say the cameras, but you could tell that Jasmine was doing the most. Jordan said that Jasmine was kind of Betty Crocker-ish. Initially, I thought that Jordan was hating just because Jasmine got married. Then I thought that Bria was hating, but it's clear that neither one of these girls are hating. I think it's starting to become very obvious that Jasmine just does the most. I really can't stand people who get married and they think that puts themselves in a different bracket than people who are not married. Yes, there are some lifestyle differences, but I don't think that you're better than anyone. I don't think that you're another tier of woman. Like, it's just something about Jasmine that's very much given, like, girl, it's not that. Okay. But I also saw a red flag. I'm gonna call it out. Because one of the things I feel like I always tell y'all on this channel, the men who always be quick to get married overnight are the damn military men, active duty men trying to get a damn check, okay? They be the ones getting married 2 days after meeting, and then the next week the woman is pregnant. Check, check, check. Okay? Check from the government. And whenever Silas said that he joined the reserves, thank you for your service, during the pandemic year in 2020, I was like, this makes sense. This makes sense why you and Jasmine got married so quick. Not to say that they would never get married, okay? Because military people really can't fall in love. But I don't trust it, okay? Whenever I see military people get married, I'm kind of just like, did you get married for love or for the check that the government is going to supply? Who knows? But I don't want to throw too much shade yet because I don't know these people, okay? But Jasmine, I'm just not feeling it. She don't want to say it with her chest. That's what I don't like. And then towards the end of the episode, we see Jordan
kind of getting into a disagreement with Jasmine's husband, Silas. And Silas felt some type of way about Jasmine hanging out with her single friends, i.e. Jordan. So obviously, Silas is one of those men who kind of want to have control over his wife, who wants her life to change. And Jasmine does feel like she's of a different tier. I don't like that. And then love interest. Let's talk about love interest on the show. Jordan is a very pretty girl, but I don't know if she thinks she's that girl or if this is just her way of joking. Um, but she's like, of course, they were playing truth or dare. She's like, of course they're gonna want to kiss me. Like, look at me. Amir is interested in Jordan, and Alex Tyree is also interested in Jordan. She was actually having a conversation with both Alex and Amir when they were, playing ball or whatever outside of the house. And Jordan says, dating has been really tough for me. I haven't, I've been celibate for a year. I haven't really dated like that. And Amir says, oh, really? Why? She's like, I'm just not good at it because I never really know if someone wants to date me for me or if it's who I am. You guys. That's when I fell back on the couch laughing. Okay. I fell back on the couch laughing. No shade, Jordan. But I don't think that being the fourth African American Playboy bunny is what put you on the map. I've never heard of Jordan Emanuel before. Maybe I'm living under a rock. But when she said that, it made me laugh like hell. Like, girl, you tripping. But y'all, as I mentioned, there are 12 people in this cast. We only met 8 so far. There's going to be 4 more people to join the show. And some of the other girls look really cute too. So I think that is going to be interesting to see how the dynamic shift on the show as they bring more people in. And I have a feeling that Jordan is not going to be like that girl in the house that all the dudes like, because there's going to be more options. But all in all, y'all, I think it's a pretty good show. I have to say, like, the first half hour, I was not feeling the show. I was not feeling the show the first half hour. But it's really hard for me to gravitate towards a lot of new reality shows because you kind of get the feeling that some people are just doing what they see on reality TV. Not only that, y'all, we got a whole new component with these new reality shows where social media, shrinks the globe. Everybody is speaking the same. Everybody is saying the same jokes. And it's just kind of like we all living in the same little bubble. So whenever you see people do that on TV, it's like, damn, you kind of crave for something unique. You crave for something new. And it wasn't really given that in the first 30 minutes. But I think if y'all hold on and continue watching the show, I think that y'all will actually like it. So this is going to be, a pregame before we talk about Atlanta and Love and Marriage Huntsville on Monday. So if y'all want to be a part of the conversation, be sure to watch this. I think it comes on after Real Housewives of Atlanta. Okay. So y'all, now I think that it's time we move into our next show. I think that I want to talk to y'all about Love and Marriage Huntsville. If I can find my damn graphic. If I can find my damn graphic, we're going to talk about Love and Marriage Huntsville. Y'all give me a hot second. Be patient with me. Be patient with me. I'm trying to do right. But, StreamYard be tripping sometimes. Don't want me to be great. But it's cool. Have you liked the video and have you shared it with a friend? Okay? Especially like this video because today we got the back. We got Martha's Vineyard, a new show. We got Love and Marriage Huntsville that we're going to review now. And of course, we got Real Housewives of Atlanta. Okay. But for now, we're going to get into Love and Marriage Huntsville. I want to know what y'all thought about this episode. I think we're now on episode 5. We're now on episode 5. Give me a hot second. Audio's going to cut and then I'm going to get back to it. Okay. Let me know y'all can hear me. But let's keep on going. So Love and Marriage. Okay, I'm back. Let me know if y'all can hear me now. Y'all would think that it would be less commotion
since y'all would think that it would be less commotion since I'm not on camera. But I need a whole damn studio set up, honestly. I need an entire ass studio because I just need to come in and press a button. But okay, we good. Thank y'all for hanging on and staying loyal. But anyway, y'all, Love and Marriage Huntsville, we're back to episode 5. Episode 4 was finally uploaded. I have no idea what was going on with it, but you couldn't find it for the long because I had to go to one of them damn dark web websites to find the episode. But this episode, y'all, we were introduced to Stormy Burris. And that's no shade to Stormy, but they definitely have Stormy being the Candy Burris of the show. I love to talk about whenever my husband gets secretly invested into these shows, even though he acts like he's not really invested. Me and him had a whole damn debate about the birthday party. Yes, we had a little debate, and I had to explain to him what was going on. And, finally he saw my point of view, but I want to know what y'all think. So first, let's start out with Stormy. So at the beginning of the episode, Stormy is holding a meeting with her team, which is about like eight to 10 people from what I see. And honestly, y'all, I'm just surprised because I know that she's in big retail doors. She's in Target. So for your cousin to be your only production manager and you have a floor about 10 people to fulfill what you say is like 20,000 orders, which I wholeheartedly believe so, because I think Target has like 1,700 locations. But that is just insane to me how you could run a multi-million-dollar company like that and only have 10 people on the floor. I was so confused. But basically, she says she needs more productivity from her employees. Meanwhile, her employees are asking for help. Later on, she ends up having to fire her cousin. But that's pretty much what happened with Stormy. We don't really care about that. We don't really care about that. When I went back to my notes, I was like, should I just erase this? Like, we don't even need to talk about it, right? Yes, Stormy is the emotional gangster. That is so true. She really is. Andrea says, I thought it was only like 5 people. I was trying to be a little generous. I think it might have been like 8. Okay. But this is the comment right here. One's view of the birthday party depends on how much background knowledge you have. Exactly. And that's why I had to continue talking to my husband about it. And finally he was like, okay, I see where you're coming from. But we're gonna get into it, okay? So y'all, we see Marcel and Tisha, and they're on their Candy Bursts as well. Slutty Vegan did a pop-up shop. That's exciting. Y'all, if y'all ever try Slutty Vegan, let me know. They're opening up a shop in Dallas, and I can't wait to go see what the food is hitting for because everybody's always talking about it. But anyway, Slutty Vegan is doing a pop-up, and Tisha is talking to one of the people who's a manager level or some high position at Slutty Vegan who's in charge of the pop-up. And she's talking to them about, potentially collabing or potentially giving them a space in Black, just all kind of different things that she was talking about. So I'm like, okay, cool. Here we go. We get Boss Tisha again. We get Boss Tisha. The Black Expo. Okay. They start this event about the Black Expo. And Tisha was like, my intent of the meeting was not to have all the details finalized. It's the fact that it was just a planning process. And Marcel, he tries to be sarcastic because y'all know that's exactly what he does. It's so funny because I feel like Marcel is always trying to play with somebody's mind. Marcel says things that he really means, but he says it in a sarcastic way to make you think that that's surely not what he meant. And that's exactly what he did in this scene. He ended up saying to them, no. We're just being sneaky about your involvement in the Black Business Expo. We're using you. And he says in a very sarcastic way. And in the confessional, Tisha and Marcel end up saying that Maurice and Kimmy are starting to sound like the hosts.
like, what? You want people to be involved in your business project. I feel like at this point in time, they have made it clear that the business, or whatever the fuck y'all want to call it, if y'all want to call it a charity event, fuck it. Y'all, charities are businesses, okay? If y'all want to call it a charity event, I feel like y'all made it clear that the charity event was going to be owned by y'all and that y'all needed the people on this cast to volunteer their time for free. And that's basically what you said. So I don't understand how you can feel some type of way about people asking what it is that you're requesting from them, how much time it's gonna be, if they're gonna get paid, if you gonna get paid, because they doing the same thing as you are. I mean, it sounds like it's gonna be a panel type of situation. So I will want to get paid too. So the fact that you're talking about they starting to sound like the hosts, y'all sound like some damn haters, okay? It sounds like you want to try to get over on people. And it sounds like it might not be working in your favor, because people are going to ask you questions about what your intentions are and what their involvement means. Y'all, listen, anytime somebody asks you for something and you end up asking them more questions and they get upset about it, y'all, something ain't right, okay? That's your red flag right there. If you're asking me for something and I in turn ask you for more details about what you got going on and you somehow get mad at me, nah. Nah, we're good. So anyway, Marceau ends up saying, there's no hard decision for me to make, because his brother is saying, hey, it sounds like y'all got a lot to think about. And Marceau ends up saying, well, there's nothing to think about. There's no hard decision. I'm not paying anyone. And Kimmy says, okay, well, I just wanted to make sure that we were on the same page because my time is valuable. And when she said that, I said, I know that's damn right. That is right. Simply Eva, we see each other. A whole bunch of damn tax write-offs is all I see from Scott's 1.0. Exactly. A whole bunch of damn tax write-offs. That's it. That's what I mean whenever I say that a charity is a business, okay? So now, y'all, we move on to a scene. We get Martell and Marceau, and they are meeting up. Y'all, whose damn house is that? Whose house is that? If y'all watched the episode and you seen Martell and Marceau having a conversation in a big red house, tell me whose house it is, because last season I thought Martell was in an apartment. And how you get a house like that if you ain't got no damn builder's license and can't nobody go buy your wine off the shelf? Like, come on. And I know you didn't get a check from being on Real Housewives of Atlanta, so what is going on? So anyway, they end up talking about how they're going to trade favors. So Martell is going to help Marceau get to his body goals in 120 days. And Marceau is going to help Martell pass his damn builder's test. It was hilarious because in the confessional, Martell tried to skate over saying that he didn't pass it. And when I say skate, I don't mean like he didn't say it. I mean like the words couldn't roll off of his tongue because he felt dumb. Because he knows that whenever we hop on YouTube, we always talk about him and his damn builder's license. Okay, every time I say something about Martell, I'll be like, builder's license. Ooh, y'all saying Airbnb. No, really, whose damn house was that? I was like, what's going on? And yes, what happened to the tutor? You had a whole damn tutor to officially train you to take this test, but you've traded favors with Marceau. The man thing and man thing, okay? So anyway, in his confessional, he says, even though unfortunately I didn't pass the test. And I was like, hold on, what? I had to go rewind it again. He said that he did not pass the test, unfortunately, but he was going to keep on going. And y'all, when I tell you that I laughed to the point of actual tears, I laughed to the point of actual tears. Not because I'm laughing at anyone's misery, but because it's been how long that you've been on the show and you still ain't got no damn builder's license? It is comical. Okay, I was talking the whole time. I had to let the Wi-Fi go. Anyway, y'all, the shit was so comical to me that he barely wanted the words to come out of his mouth that he did not pass the test. It was hilarious. Um, I just feel like the entire time that Martell has been on this show, it's been his business relationships have been you scratch my back, I scratch yours, right? I don't think that we've seen him get anything out the mud. That's just my opinion. Um, we saw him with his friend. I can't remember his friend's name, who he was working to build houses with when his friend had the damn builder's license. We seen him booked and busy when Mel had the builder's license. But I don't really think we seen him do anything himself. Like, and I know somebody up here gonna say, well, you just gonna skip over the whole wine lunch. And I am. The reason why I don't consider that like a get it out the mud type of thing from Martell is because that whole season, the key was to make him look booked and busy. And I felt like it was one big advertisement for his friend Melnika until it came out that Martell and Melnika used to smash. Okay. I don't think Martell was thinking about no damn wine before that. I feel like these were ideas that his team gave him, and he was the spokesperson. It didn't seem like he really went after anything. So it's just comical that, like, even when it comes to this interaction between him and Marceau, it's a you scratch my back, I scratch yours. But let's hope that y'all scratching each other's backs down to this builder's license and, you know, scratching some of that fat up off your back. So next time you're in a hotel laid up, we can't tell whose back it is. Maybe. We'll have to see. So ultimately they end up talking about this damn birthday party. And no, really, where is the calendar? And thank you. Y'all do me a favor and like the video. Ultimately, we end up talking about this damn birthday party. Martell has an issue, it sounds like. He's like, what is going on with Mel and Tisha? Like, why are they cool? Is it real? And, you know, it sounds like they just chose to move on, is what Marcel tells him. So next they start talking about the birthday party. Martell has an issue with Mel inviting people who are not her friends. He thinks that that's the weird part. You guys, y'all tell me in the comments right now. Do y'all truly believe that Martell's daughter invited him to the birthday party? Because I have two scenarios in my head. Number one, Martell says that Mariah has been emailing him because he doesn't have a phone number to reach his kids. I don't know if that's true or not, but I suggest that Mel gets a phone for the oldest child and he contacts the daughter through that phone. But y'all, it's never that simple. I'm sure Mel knows this. I'm sure Mel has offered that option to him. But yeah, he says that Mariah's been emailing him. I don't know if I believe that. I think he's a liar. And I think that if Mariah did email him, it was more of a, let me play on my daughter's intelligence in order to say that she invited me to the party. So let me say, oh man, I wish I could go to your birthday party. And then what's your daughter going to do? Is she just going to say, oh yeah, I wish you could too? Or is she going to say, Dad, you should come? I feel like it's one of those things. I feel like he is one of those two things. One, either she did it, and I don't think she did, or she did it because he insinuated that he wanted to come and kind of like invited himself to come. So basically he ends up saying to Marcel that he doesn't know what's going on with Mel. He thinks that Mel doesn't want people to see them co-parent. And I was thinking to myself, why the fuck would Mel not want to allow people to see y'all co-parent when you know that the reason why y'all have issues now is because you're trying to take custody, full custody of y'all's children from her. And y'all, I have to call the thing a thing. Marceau knows that there's more to the story. I'm gonna tell y'all this. You cannot watch this show and take what Martell is saying for face value, because I feel like that's where the split is when it comes to the fans of the show. There are people who read between the lines. There are people who recognize Martell's pattern of behavior, and you can make educated assumptions about what else he's doing outside of the show.
And then there's other people who just take what's on film and they take that for face value. And then all of a sudden it's like, well, Mel, he's being nice. Well, Mel, you just seem bitter. Mel, why are you doing this? And I'm one of those people who can make an educated guess and tell y'all that this man is manipulating and scheming against everybody he can in order to aggravate Mel. And I think that's exactly what he's doing. And I think Marcel also knows that, because Marcel says, I can't give any advice on that because I cannot see myself as a parent saying that I wouldn't want the kids to see Tisha if me and Tisha ever went through this. And when he said that, I don't think that was shade towards Mel. Like, I don't know what the hell she thinking. I think it was more so like, I ain't been through this situation. It's more to the story, so I'm not going to speak on it. And that was just my point of view. So let me know if that's what y'all was getting. Exactly. Taking a good mom for custody is not nice. People be tripping. Kay Hayes says Marcel proceeded to co-sign what he was saying. Yeah, he did look at him like what? I think everybody just wants to dislike Mel, but I think they also know that Martell is full of shit. But if they ever say anything that sides with Mel, that would be going against their entire narrative. Some of these people on the show have spent seasons and seasons trying to make Mel the villain or the anti. So even when Martell does show his black ass, they don't want to speak on it. That's probably something that they speak on at home. Like, yeah, he tripping. Yeah, he tripping. But then when the cameras come on, it's like, Mel, are you sure? Oh, you guys look so good together. And that's one thing where I'm like, okay, y'all gotta stop. So we move on to the damn birthday party. And Martell ends up showing up. This is the birthday party for two of his daughters, because their birthday is a week apart. And Martell shows up uninvited. He's hugging the kids. He says hello. Y'all, that's step one. When he walked in, he immediately walked up to the kids to get the kids excited that he was there. That's part of the plot, y'all. If you walked in, you knew you weren't invited, you didn't want no beef, you should have walked up to your co-parent and you should have said, hey, I knew you was throwing a party. I really wanted to be here for the girl's birthday party, so I hope you don't mind me being here. But I'm going to tell you what a narcissist does. You're manipulating the whole situation. You walk over to the kids to get the kids excited, so that way, when Mel kicks your ass out, you can make Mel look like the bad parent. And that's what I took from it, right? So Mel pulls him to the side. Oh, no gift in hand, empty-handed. Mel pulls him. He is the gift, okay? True narc. So anyway, Mel pulls him to the side because y'all know what this is about, right? This is about the kids in Mel's mind, not in Martell's. And I'm going to tell you why. Mel pulls him to the side and she says, hey, can I have a conversation with you real quick? They go up to the front. And she says, you are welcome to pick her up later, but you cannot be at this birthday party. He said, you said I can't be at my own kid's birthday party? She says, well, why don't you throw her a birthday party? Or have you thrown a birthday party for any of your kids since I left you? Okay? So she already knows he's plotting, y'all. Because the thing is this, if you were concerned about your daughter's party, why isn't that you haven't thrown a party for any of your kids since y'all have been separated? It's the fact that you want to assert your power. You want to show Mel that you do what the fuck you want to do. Okay? And that Mel can't call any shots. So I think that's what this whole custody thing is about. So he gets upset and he's like, oh, well, you don't let me see her. This is your week. And just because it's your week, you think I can't see her? And she says, you can have the birthdays on odd years. This year is an odd year. So I get her, but you are more than welcome to pick her up later. Y'all, I think y'all need to pay attention to that point. It's Mel's week with the kids. If he's concerned about having the daughter for her birthday, pick her up from the house later. It's still her birthday the same day, and that's what she was saying. So more people come up from the show. Yes, the great question. And why just one daughter? Why not pick up both of the daughters whose birthday it was? It's like, what's going on? So anyway, he came on the
more people from production came up to see the conversation between Martell and Mel. And one lady said something like, hey, I need you to stop because you're not in it. And Martell yells in this woman's face, you ain't in it either. And when I saw that, I was like, okay, that's exactly what I needed. Because I remember when I was talking about Real Housewives of Atlanta, I was wondering why him and Kenya end up getting into it. Because in my opinion, and from what I had saw, I had never seen Martell turn up on women besides Mel. So I was like, why would he be getting into it with this random stranger? But the proof was in the pudding. The cake was baked. He was yelling in this woman's face, you ain't in it either. And if that lady had a husband there, her husband should have drugged him all up and down the motherfucking streets. Okay, because the way he yelled at her was wrong. So he ends up going back into the skate party, saying goodbye to his kids, and then leaving. Mel had threatened to call the police on him, but she didn't. You want to know why? Because for Mel, it was about her kid's birthday. You don't want your kids to remember you calling the police on their dad, even though you would have been in the right. I think she would have been in the right. And this is the little debate that me and my husband got into about the show. He was saying that he didn't think it was right for her to call the police to escort him out. So I'm like, so what is she supposed to do? And the thing is, what she would have had to do was basically just let him be there. And I don't think that's right. Mel did the right thing as a parent. It's clear I ain't got no kids because I would have called the police on his ass. But I do know, like, after letting him marinate, I feel like she definitely was considering her kids, which is why she didn't call the police on him. And Martell knew that he was putting her in a compromising situation where she was either going to have to look like the bad guy or, she was just going to have to let him win and who knows what. So when I explained like the whole backstory and everything, he understood where I was coming from. But y'all, I can't. Oh, Shay Cases, ain't no way he would have yelled at my mama like that. Was it Mel's mama? I could not figure out if he was yelling at Mel's mama. Okay, y'all said it was Van and Miss Van. Okay, y'all. When I was watching the show, I knew Miss Van was in there. But whenever he yelled, they zoomed in on another woman, and I was so confused. Yeah, narcissistic rage. Y'all, I can't deal. But yeah, I was disgusted. Tisha and Kiki end up showing up to the party, and she talks about having this tea event again. But y'all, the episode honestly was pretty stale. It didn't hit for nothing. But I guess we're gonna see more next week. We'll see what this tea time is hitting for. Come on, Love and Marriage. I pray that it gets better. I really do. Because I thought that this was gonna be like a big deal, like, oh my gosh, all this is gonna happen at the birthday party. Okay, Mel confirmed on Twitter he was yelling at her mom. Yeah, I was disgusted. So y'all tell me what y'all thought about the episode. Do me a favor and like the video, and then we're gonna move on to our last show, which is Real Housewives of Atlanta. So like the video. All right, y'all. We are back for season 15 of Real Housewives of Atlanta. Episode 1 popped off, y'all. And honestly, y'all, I have a feeling there's going to be a good season. I do think it's going to be a good season. I hate to bring this bald-head, milk-dug, trifling ass, narcissistic man over to the Real Housewives of Atlanta conversation, but unfortunately, that's what we're going to have to do because we have Dumb and Dumber in a relationship. So sorry. We have Dumb and Dumber in a relationship. Yeah. I don't know why the hell they decided to do this. Maybe they thought it was going to be good for TV. Carlos, why'd you do this? I mean, unfortunately, Sheree and Martell go together real bad just because Martell is a manipulator and Sheree is
young in the mind and not in age. Sheree is young and naive as fuck. It's giving Ariane. And it's not gonna end well, Sheree. We got this man downplaying you on his show. Meanwhile, you can't stop talking about him on your show. Like, honestly, y'all, we should have took a shot every time we heard Martell's name last night. I'm like, girl, yes, Courtney was cap. Courtney was doing too much. But we're going to talk about that. So, y'all, the episode starts out, and we see Sheree and Martell. Luckily, I watched these shows on 2 different days, because if I would have had to go from one show to the next, literally, I would have lost my mind. But yeah, Sheree's talking about, how great her love life is. She's seeing Martell every weekend. And despite what you see on TV, he's a really sweet man. Martell walks in the house wearing an all-white suit. And Sheree is wearing workout clothes. So I'm like, Martell, where the fuck you coming from? And why are you walking in this house like you pay rent? What's really tea? Like you pay mortgage, okay? What's really tea? What is going on? And he's going into the bedroom to change clothes, and Sheree mentions how Martell definitely has big ick energy. And when she said that, I couldn't finish eating my food, y'all. I could not finish eating my food. Number one, because you're a motherfucking lie. You're a lie. We've watched this man on Love and Marriage Huntsville for 6 seasons now, and when I tell you, Martell exudes the smallest peen energy that I've seen on reality TV. Yeah, use a lie, but we also know that you are, you're giving desperate. I have to say that, Sheree. You've been giving desperate. You thought that the man who you was dating that was in prison had big dick energy, and you didn't even know what he was hitting for because he was in prison for I don't know how long. So we can't take your word for shit. So Sheree ends up saying, I have a surprise for you. And the girl, yeah, we could say that. Let's say something nice about Sheree before we go in on her ass. Can we give a round of applause for Sheree's body? Yeah. Clap, clap. But I also got to throw this clown mask on her real quick. So anyway, don't matter what the body hitting for if you got the clown mask on. So anyway, Sheree says, I have a surprise for you. And it's a woman that shows up to the door, and she's their chef for the night. And Martell says something like, oh, I thought you had a different surprise for me. I thought you had something else. And this is the thing, y'all. This is how y'all know Martell don't respect women. I think the woman was in the kitchen when he said that. If I was a chef and you let me know that when you see me come up to the door, you thought that I was there to have sex with you. What? The services will be over. I can't believe he said that when she was in the kitchen. And Sheree's naive ass ends up saying, she considered a threesome with her ex-husband. He ended up having a threesome with someone else, but that is something that she's considered. And Martell makes a joke and says, oh yeah, we'll put it on your page. Because y'all know their storyline this season and the joke this season is that they're considering making an OnlyFans page. I don't know who the fuck would pay for that. I don't want to see it ever. Next, they end up getting into a discussion about this party that Sonya's going to throw for her husband. Y'all know how I like to do. Y'all know how I like to do. Last season, I would not stop calling Sonya's husband Ralph. I used to say Ralph and Ross interchangeably. And those of y'all who we friends here, y'all know exactly who the fuck I was talking about. So I'm going to try to do better this season and actually call Ross his name. But I be talking so hard and so fast that I really be getting it mixed up. But anyway, y'all, Sonya is throwing a party for her husband, Ross. And Sheree ends up telling Martell, well, you know that Candy and Todd are going to be there, right? And Sheree ends up telling the cameras that Candy called Martell an opportunist. Martell gets a little bit sassy and he says, oh, she must be forgetting the opportunist is her husband. I mean, the two of them are 3 feet combined, so I'm sure I won't have any problem. I don't know if I'll even see them at the party. And then we find out that Kenya asked about seeing Martell, and Kenya is so excited to see Martell. Sheree's naive ass cannot figure out why. And she says, I think they're just happy that I'm happy. No, Kenya wants to let you know that your man, or your contractual agreement man, your fake man, your whatever you want to call it, was in her DMs. Okay? So y'all, we gonna move on from that to move on to Candy. Candy is talking to her team, tried and true family. We see her talking to Don Juan and Carmen, and they're talking about Sheree. And they basically said that they can't never help Sheree with no business because she don't ever want to pay nobody. And I think that's so funny because just last season, they was talking about Sheree hiring people for jobs and wasn't paying nobody. That's why she was getting into it with that Anthony dude. We also get the whole Ace saying that Candy works a lot. This is gonna be another season where we talking about Candy working. But y'all, I used to be bothered by it before, where I was like, damn, I'm kind of tired of talking about this. But I can't be mad at it because Candy is producing shit. And I'm not talking about like on the stage. I mean, Candy is producing businesses all the time. So how is that not gonna be a part of her storyline? So I'm kind of just like, okay, cool. So anyway, Kenya and Monyetta end up arriving to speak to Candy. And I guess Candy felt some type of way about Monyetta agreeing with Marlo last year when it came to the whole nephew situation. And I'm kind of just like, okay. But I am glad to see Monyetta back. And it seems like she has more of a solid friend of the show role on the show. So I'm excited to see her and, just see what she's about. We find out that Kenya has a new companion named Roy, ROI. And I don't know if it was just me, y'all, but when I seen that picture of Roy looked like him and Kenya might be into the same type of men. That's just my opinion. When I seen that picture of Roy, it was not giving companion in a mate type of way. They didn't look like they went together. But Kenya says that Roy makes her feel like a woman. She's feeling all these things that she ain't felt in a long time. So not Sheree. So Kenya, if you like it, I love it. I also have to say, y'all, I keep saying Sheree. Kenya was looking very, 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 very beautiful. Okay, y'all. I feel like this might be the season that I might end up being a Kenya fan for real. Like, I think I have to claim it now. And so anyway, they end up discussing Sheree and Candy creating all of these spoofs. And I'm like, okay, cool. Sheree is really just starting beef just to start beef. Sheree is somebody who just go whichever way the wind blow, and that's why I can't really fool with her. But next, y'all, they start talking about Sheree and Martell. Monyetta ends up saying that she hopes that Sheree isn't serious about Martell, and I busted out laughing because I'm like, yeah, nah, she can't be serious, right? So Kenya then drops the tea that Martell lightweight tried to talk to her. So they go to pull up the DM, and when they pull up the DM, you see that Kenya ain't even accepted his messages. He is still in the general inbox, not even a primary, and the message is deleted. It seems as though he tried to shoot his shot. She didn't respond. He got embarrassed. He deleted the message, and now she don't have the proof. This is my only issue with Kenya. Candy said to you, I would not say nothing to Sheree because maybe she already knows. In my opinion, is this. If you don't have the DM, if you can't even say when he tried to talk to you, it might have been before he even signed the contract with Sheree to pop up as her rent man. Who knows? But I don't think that that's enough for you to say anything. It just felt kind of like messy for the show. And I'm like, okay, cool, whatever. Now in the confessional, Kenya ends up saying that she would never talk to Martell because every time he looks at a woman, she gets pregnant. And Sheree don't have that problem because Sheree don't have periods no more. And I'm dying laughing like, Kenya, why you be coming with the reads? Like, it's too funny. And then Candy ends up having a vulnerable moment with the girls, and she's crying because she said that Todd feels like he doesn't get her help, whereas he helps her with all his projects. And she feels as though he is making her the problem because he doesn't want to be flexible when it comes to her schedule, when it comes to making sure that she's available to help him. He just wants to create a problem. And I definitely understand where she's coming from. It makes sense. Like, if you moved a meeting so that other people could attend, but when she asked you to, because she wanted to give you her full attention, you couldn't do it. It sounds like you just wanted to make an issue an issue. And the thing is, with Candy's schedule, I don't think that Candy's ever just gonna be available for these types of things. Whenever you're ready to do it. She seems like a busy person. I'm sure Todd is too. So y'all are gonna have to do a lot of scheduling. And if you want Candy's full attention, y'all need to take some time off to just chill. So, y'all, we move on to Sonya. We see Sonya is still living in a full house. It's still her parents, her family of 3. She's not pregnant yet. It's still her sister and their 2 kids. So they have a full house of 4, 7, 9 people. We find out that she is throwing Ross. Look on me, I just said Ross. She is throwing Ross a 40th birthday party that's Harlem Nights themed. And it ain't gonna be no more foiled pans and cheap Party City confetti and paper plates for people to eat off of, because she did a $40,000 budget for his 40th birthday. And I love it. The party seems super duper nice. Now we move on to the situation with her sister. Her sister seems to be aggravated with her because her sister's husband is actually working for Sonya at the moment. He wants to do real estate in Atlanta, but it's not taking off for him like he wanted to. So she figured by making him the assistant, he can network and get his business popping. Y'all, I don't know what it is. It's going to be an awkward dynamic, but I think it's going to be a really good storyline. Sonya explains how everyone in her family works for her, but she supports the family and they get paid off of her ventures. Y'all, I don't understand how you could do that as a grown-ass woman with your family. That's crazy to me. I understand how you can have family work for you, but as far as your family working for you and living with you, physically living with you, that's something that I will never understand. I don't get it. It's too many people. Two adults cannot live in one household if they're not married. Okay. I don't understand it, but I think it's gonna be a good storyline. So next, y'all, we move on to Marlo, and we learned about her and these damn nephews. Apparently, they haven't heard from their mom in months. We know that based on the last season, her sister was going through like some mental health things. So I guess the boys just don't have contact with their mom at all. And then we have a life coach show up to the home, and she says that the life coach is to show her how to parent. Y'all, how many reality shows have we seen where people will fuck up one episode to the next and all of a sudden you see them in counseling? Which is great. Let me say that. Because I don't want to say damned if you do, damned if you don't. I think it's great that these people are going out and getting counseling. But I think that it's also very strategic and really beneficial to have it filmed that you're going to a life coach to show you how to parent. As you should, though, right? But what I thought was hilarious was Marlo said that the boys were stressing her out. And then you hear the youngest nephew say, yeah, but you were putting stress on me too. So it's glad that we spent time apart. So it wasn't just Marlo kicking the boys out. I guess they didn't want to fool her either. And if they saying, we good, we didn't want to be around her anyway because she was doing the most, then hey, if that's how y'all feel, then that's how y'all feel. I ain't gonna keep talking about Marlo giving these boys back like she returning shoes back to the shoe store. And then not popping the tag off and then wearing it out and then returning it back whenever you feel like it. But I ain't gonna say nothing. I ain't gonna say nothing about it no more, okay? So next, y'all, we get back to Sheree, and her friend Courtney ends up joining the show. Courtney is a marketing consultant, and she has her own jewelry brand. She one of them people that look young old. One of them older people that has had some pretty nice work done. So her and Sheree definitely go together real bad. But we also see Sonya there. So in this scene, you see Sheree, Courtney, and Sonya. And we find out that Sonya and Drew still not really cool like that, because when Sonya sent out the invitation, she said that Ralph was the one who responded. So I'm like, why are you carrying this beef, Sonya? I don't understand. She said, and Drew. and rolled her eyes. And I'm just like, what's the beef for? What's the beef for? I don't understand, but whatever. So Courtney ends up trying to throw a dart at the dartboard. That's what I'm gonna call this. Y'all know that whenever the girls is new on the show, they got to come on the show. They got to target somebody who's an OG so they can get a storyline, so they can seek some sense of importance on this show. They either got to spread a rumor or they got to get straight to business. And I think that Courtney decided to get straight to business. Y'all, this was a load of bullshit. When I tell you Courtney's beef for coming on this show, I was so confused because it was the most simple stuff. I had to sit there and rewind because I was like, oh, hold on. Did I miss something? So if you ain't watched the episode yet, Courtney ends up saying that she's met Marlo before. She's met Candy once or twice. And she was getting phone calls from people saying that Candy was calling around asking about her. Somebody said to Courtney, oh, well, Candy said something like you was telling people that y'all were friends. So that's where the beef is going to come from, y'all. Like, what the fuck? I'm so confused. I'm so confused what's going on there. And Sheree, instead of saying like, hold on, wait, what do you mean? Or hold on, that don't even make sense. Or hold on, y'all beefing because of this. Sheree ends up saying, that sounds just like Candy. She would do that. That sounds just like Candy. Just because she want to start beef. Like, when I tell y'all this trio is going to be a trio, a bunch of hating ass itches, it's going to be a tough season to see Marlo, Sheree, and Courtney get together to hate. And the shit just don't even make sense. Like, what is going on? So yes, Candy was confused too. So anyway, y'all, we move on to seeing people get ready for the party, and we see Marlo having a conversation with some guy. I'm sure they put his name on the screen, but I didn't take note because it didn't matter. And they're talking about Candy spoofs. And Marlo's like, yeah, Candy needs to stick to her Instagram spoofs because obviously Broadway not working out for her. And I busted out laughing because, y'all, it was just last week that we announced that Candy was nominated for, I believe, an Emmy and a Tony. So she's that much closer to EGOT status. So it's just so funny that you would say some hater ass shit like Broadway is not working for Candy when clearly it is. It is just so weird. So lastly, y'all, we end up showing up to this 40th birthday party and Drew doesn't show up. We don't get Drew this episode. But you know who we do get? Is Ralph. Ralph shows up and he tells everyone that Drew couldn't come because there was a family crisis. And Kenya was like, I think that Ralph forgot that he is the family crisis. You are a part of the family. That's your crisis as well. And he says, well, I had to see my boy for his 40th birthday. I think something going on with her dad, but I had to see my boy. Wow. You and Drew truly do not fuck with each other at all. Y'all don't fuck with each other at all. And just by him showing up separately and not really supporting Drew, their relationship been over. So I wonder what we gonna see this season when it comes to Ralph and Drew. I know the cameras pick back up to film more of the divorce happening, but I'm like, what is going on? So next, y'all, Sheree ends up showing up with Martell, and she thinks she shut that shit down. Like, she was ready. Now, y'all, Martell got 50-11 suits. I don't know why the hell he wore this tired-ass peacoat and Applejack hat down to the 1920s party, because he could have came a whole lot harder than that. But Candy in her confessional ends up saying, I guess Sheree didn't realize she showed up with community service last year, Tyrone, and this year, community property. And I busted out laughing because when it came to community service, my mind immediately went to, did Tyrone buy her that house? And that's the community service project. But it wasn't that. She was saying community service because he was in prison, right? But y'all, to this day, I still think that Tyrone had something to do with why that house was sitting for so damn long. I really do. So anyway, they ended up getting into it on Twitter, and Sheree ends up saying, oh, well, you would know, community puss. I'm like, girl, get out of here. And I'm sure Martell is not sticking by your side, okay? Oh yeah, she should have said community ping, right? Um, oh, okay. They said Drew was negotiating her contract, so she missed a couple episodes. Okay. But okay, Drew showed. Oh, that makes sense why Ralph showed up. But anyway, y'all. Um, Next, we see Kenya pull Sheree to the side, and Martell is looking crazy as fuck the entire time. While that conversation is going on, Candy and Courtney finally meet because Candy don't know this lady from a can of paint. And Courtney says to her, yeah, I think we met once, but I wouldn't say we're friends. And Candy says, okay, I don't know you. I've met you once before. Someone asked me about you. I knew your business partner, but I didn't know you, which is true. So what's the energy? And Courtney says, it's not no energy. And she's turning up on Candy and bucking at Candy. All because what? It sounds to me like y'all are both agreeing that y'all don't know each other like that and that y'all are not friends. So what's to buck for? So Saya walks over and she ends up telling Courtney, you did bring the energy and I saw you come over here. And Courtney says, okay, well, thank you for holding me accountable. Okay. I hear you. Thanks for holding me accountable because I would never have to clout chase. And Candy said, well, there you go again, bitch. Why are you coming to me? She said, oh, I'm a headbutt this bitch. And y'all, I'm actually super excited because I did not think that we were going to get Candy saying she was going to headbutt that bitch in episode 1. So I think that's part of the reason why I'm also excited for this show. Courtney is tired, and Courtney, you definitely do go with Marlo. You and Marlo and Sheree are meant to be friends because y'all some hating ass itches for real. Now y'all, back over to Kenya and Sheree. Kenya pulls Sheree to the side, and she says, hey, I just want to let you know that your guy was trying to talk to me on Instagram. He was lightweight trying to talk to me, and he DM'd me. And Sheree says, okay, well, I'm a Ferrari. So if he decides he wants to talk to somebody else, that's like talking to a Toyota. That's like getting a Toyota. That's on him. So Sheree says, well, we should just bring him over and we should all talk about it right now. So they call Martell over, and Martell ends up looking like a deer in damn headlights. A deer in damn headlights. And I think that's why he was acting so cold-shouldered whenever he saw Kenya to begin with anyway, because you knew he was trying to talk to her and you was just wondering what she was going to say. So, y'all, I think Real Housewives of Atlanta is off to a really good start. Love and Marriage Huntsville ain't picked up yet. And if you haven't, I think that you should check out Martha's Vineyard, okay? But I'm going to read a couple of y'all's comments and then I'm going to hop on out of here, okay? Kenya is nobody's Toyota. That's exactly right. Courtney was looking for an issue because she made no sense. Yes, and Sheree in her lane reads, girl, when Sheree was saying Ferrari and a Toyota, I was like, Sheree, you got to come harder than that. You got to come harder than that because you ain't talking about nothing. What else? A bitch stay winning, but if she didn't have proof, she should have shut up. She don't know why he was DMing her. I would be willing to bet a bunch of money that he was trying to talk to her. But the point is the DM was erased. So at that point, it's invalid. Like, to me, if the DM is not sitting there, if you never accepted the message, it didn't matter. It doesn't matter to me. It doesn't matter. But the thing is, like, I don't even think that Kenya would have had to say anything because the streets were already talking about Martell allegedly talking to other women in Atlanta. So if it wasn't her, it was going to be somebody else. Okay. Or the baby mama. So I was kind of just like, yeah, I didn't really agree with Kenya on that, but I'm just like, yeah, whatever. Candy said on Speak On it, she realized Courtney was looking for a moment when Sonya says she was feeling away. I agree. Charlene says that Martell had the DM and it was not flirtatious. My only thing is, Charlene, why the fuck he go delete the DM? Why'd you delete the DM if it wasn't flirtatious? I can't. But anyway, y'all, that's all I got for today. I hope y'all enjoyed the reality TV roundup. We had 3 episodes that we talked through today. We talked through, let's get to it, Martha's Vineyard. We talked through Love and Marriage Huntsville and also Real Housewives of Atlanta. So if you like this video, be sure to share it with people who you know. Comment, okay? And shout out to people watching this on replay, okay? Like, comment, subscribe, and I will see y'all in the next video. Bye.